What if I were to tell you that voicemail is dying and soon voicemail is going to be obsolete? First, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to say you're going to not want to have voicemails left with you anymore. You're like, well, yeah, duh, I don't want those. But for a different reason. And the reason is actually going to make you and your clients a heck of a lot more money. How so? Well, think about it. How many times have you called a business and either they don't have a voicemail set up or their voicemail box is full, or you leave a voicemail and are you really that confident that the business is going to reach back out to you when you left that voicemail? Maybe they didn't even hear you properly in the voicemail. Because of that, now with voice AI out, you essentially don't have to have a voicemail box anymore because you and your clients can have an automated voice AI set up that can take all of your calls for you. Maybe not every call during the day, but at least the calls during your off hours. Take all the information, find out everything that they need to find out, and then pass that information on to you, and then you get back to that customer, to that lead, and serve them in the best way that you can. And the key thing to this is how many times does a customer call a business, they don't get the call returned, or they don't even talk to someone, and then they end up going to some other business, and now you lose out on that customer. But if you had somebody to take a call for you, get all the information, they're going to be more assured that they're going to get contacted back or get their issue solved by you or the business. So in this video, I'm going to show you a simple, easy way, a software that you can use that has AI built in to set up for your business as well as set up for your clients, an offer that you can go out and sell them $200, $300, $500 a month just for this voice AI software. And it's going to save them a lot of time, effort, and even make them more money because they're going to have a lot less leads slipping through the cracks. Let me show you this video, how this is going to work. And what it is, it's using the software HighLevel, which has AI built in. So when you can set up this AI, what this is going to do is anytime somebody calls into the business, it's going to take all their information, it's going to find out about them. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, it's going to be one of those just like monotone voice. No, this actually sounds super real and it's very effective. So let's actually dive in. Let me show you exactly how this works and how to set it up for yourself. All right, so first off, we're going to hop over here into this sub account. This is when you first get into HighLevel. If you don't have a HighLevel account, you can go and find my affiliate link down in the description, as well as a link to my free course and community, which in there is going to have a course completely show you how to set up HighLevel from start, everything you need to know, and get you and your business set up and running. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll see you on the inside. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up this awesome feature, and we're going to demo it right here. So first thing you're going to do is when you're in a sub account here, what you're going to do is you're going to go over to this tab over here, Season of AI. And so right now, HighLevel has an amazing promo going on that from now, middle of November, till the end of the year, December 31st, all AI in HighLevel is going to be completely free. This is an amazing promo that can help you and your clients get up, get running, and really see the power of AI to really explode you and your clients' businesses. So when you first get in here, you may see this, ask agency admin to enable the AI employee. So if you see that, that just means that you have to enable it for your HighLevel account. So what you're going to do is you're going to click up here and go back to switch to agency view. Then you're just going to go down to settings, and then you're going to find this, or first you're going to go to company, you go to company, scroll down here and you're going to find AI employee. So you need to enable AI employee, that enables it for your whole HighLevel account. After that, next you're going to go to AI employee over here, and then you're going to find that sub account. They probably will all be turned on once you turn that on. But in this example, I had this one sub account turned off to show you. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn this on, and now that is going to be enabled for that sub account. All right, now you're going to head over to that sub account, and we're going to enable it within that account. So now back in here, you click on Season of AI. You're going to go down and opt in for AI employee now. When you do this, you're going to choose where do you want it to charge from. If this is your own personal account, then you'll just do not charge this location. If this is going to be one of your client accounts, then you want to charge it for them if you are, we'll pass the cost off to them. But for this example, I'm going to do not charge this location because this is my own personal account, my test account. So we'll click next. Then you can choose either subscription, which is $97 per month, and that is all the unlimited AI, all the AI features you get to use unlimited within HighLevel for $97 a month. But this does not start until after December 31st. Or you can choose the pay as you go, and then you can see the different pricing here for each of the AIs that you use. And so what you do is you'll just click on next. Whatever one you want to choose, click on next. You're not going to be billed now. You're going to be billed at the end after December 31st. That's when you'll be billed for this. So now we'll click on start using AI, and now it's successfully opted in. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to settings over here, and we are going to scroll down to voice AI agents. All right, let me take a moment here. If you're new to my channel and you're enjoying this content, then it'd be greatly appreciated if you can give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button to see all my videos coming out about high level automations, tech, all that stuff. I'd love to share it with you. Or if you've already been here and you follow my content for a while, great to see you back. And with that being said, let's get back into the video. From in here, this is where you can create your agents. Now you can have multiple agents. You can have different agents for different use cases. So if you have different phone numbers within your account here, you can have one phone number that is, say, for a number that's on your website. Say somebody calls in, cold leads, they've never contacted business, they call in there. That can be just answering general questions. Then you can have another phone number that is, say, just used for your clients or your customers, say your clients' customers, so that whenever they call that number, then that's a customer assistant agent that can help with those specific needs, such as getting them to schedule an appointment, answering questions about their account or whatever it may be. To do that, you're going to click on Create Agent. Now, I've already created one here, but we're going to walk through the process to show you how it all works. So we're going to click on Create Agent, and then here there's 3 different steps: agent details, agent goals, phone availability. What we're going to do here is first we're going to name the agent. In this case, I'm just going to call him John. We'll say that. Now, business name, let's use HVAC for an example. Or actually, yeah, let's go with HVAC. So we'll say HVAC Pros. Whatever the name of your company is, that's what you want to put in there. Now you have different voices here that you can use, different voice AIs, and they all sound actually pretty good. So if we just say take Samantha first, let's play her and see how she sounds.
Before you put on a frown, make absolutely sure there are no smiles available.
All right, sounds pretty good. Let's pick somebody else. Let's try Tony.
Life is what happens while you are making other plans.
All right, let's try Mark over here.
Happiness can exist only in acceptance.
And we'll try one more. Let's go with Jennifer.
The eye sees only what the mind is prepared to comprehend.
That sounds pretty good. But in this case, I'm going to go with, for this one, let's go with Mark.
Happiness can exist only in acceptance.
Sure, that sounds good for now. So what you're going to want to do here, this is the initial message when they call in, what the agent is going to answer with. So what we want to do is we want to take the business name and we want to actually put it down here, because by default, this takes whatever the name of the sub account is. We'll put that in there, and you can change this up as you want. So maybe you want to put, hey there, you reached HVAC Pros. And soon, later on, they're going to come out with outbound calls as well. So that's pretty cool coming up, but for now, you just got inbound calls, which is still amazing. So what we're going to do is next we're going to click on next down here. And then from here, this is the basic setup. So the basic setup is just going to be very generic, and it's going to find out whatever details you want to find out here, which you can have it find out the name, email, and whatever the contact's issue is. If you want to get the address as well. Then you have some other options down here. Trigger workflow when the call is completed. What this means is once the call is done, it can automatically add that contact to a workflow, which that workflow you can then add that contact to a pipeline. You can add a note to the contact. You can add a tag. You can send notifications. Whatever you can do in workflows, you can set up some crazy automations based on finishing the call here. So if you do that, then you would just select whatever workflow you have set up. I'm just going to keep that off for now. And the other thing is, this is great for, say, off hours, or even when, say, you or your client is out in the field doing the job, can't answer the call. From here, you can receive an email notification post-call completion. So if you check this, now you can choose who you want to receive it. By default, any admin that are in the account are going to receive this email, not the users, just the admins. But if you also want to send it to somebody else, then you can select the contacts assigned user, you can select a specific user, or everyone, custom, whatever you want. Let's go ahead and just leave that contacts assigned user. Now there is a switch to advanced modes. I will show you that here in a second. What we're going to do is we're going to click on next, and we're going to go over into the last set of this. So now here, the phone number, you're going to choose for this agent who is their primary phone number. So say we choose this one. That means every time that incoming call is called this number, this agent is going to pick up. But it's going to be depending on what you set as the working hours. So if we go ahead and turn this on, now we can choose when do we want the agent to be available. So now you set the working hours of when the agent is going to be available and when they'll take the calls. So in this case, right now, I'm actually recording this on Friday evening, but I really wanted to get this video out to share it with you guys. So if we click on Friday, I'm going to choose the time. We'll just go say to 11 p.m. right now. Let's just make sure we get this. And so now this is saying that anytime on Friday between 8 and 11:55, the agent will take the calls. If it's outside this time, then it'll just do the normal, whatever you have set up in your account, forward to a call or go to a voicemail, anything like that. So you can actually set this up to run at all times. So that means you essentially never have to answer the phone. You can just let the agent do it all the time. But maybe you want to just do it for off hours. For example, we're just going to set it for this demo. Then we're going to click on save. And now we have our agent created. But I'm going to show you this one. This is one I built earlier. So this one is Katie. We're going to go into this one. And this, I have a little bit more details in here to show you how customizable this is. So this is Katie. I chose the Jennifer voice. And we're going to call this business name Phoenix Heating and Cooling. And then I changed this up a little bit to say, hey, this is Katie with Phoenix Heating and Cooling. How can I help you today? All right, then next we're going to go to agent goals. Now this is where I switched over to the advanced mode. So let's dive into the advanced mode. By default, HighLevel is going to put in a prompt in here, which is pretty good and that will work. So what you want to do is make sure it says you are the agent name, and then you can change up any of this as you want. We're just going to use a lot of the default in here. I'll show you a couple of the changes that I did that I think that I like a little bit better. You want to make sure that the business name is here so that the agent knows who the business is. And then I won't read through all of this, but I'll just touch on a couple points here. This goes over your goal, contact, so gather contact information, name, email, what issue they're facing, various issues, various information like that. Then it has instructions for handling the caller's queries, general rules for handling the call, stick to the provided information, avoid assumptions, generalizations, script instructions for inbound calls. This is going to say request the caller's name, and then it's going to say how to respond to them. Make sure you spell it out so that you get the correct version of the name. Request their email address, and then this whole section here is talking about how to reply back with their email address. This says, for example, the caller says, or the agent will reply back with, instead of saying Karen at HighLevel, it'll say KARAN at HighLevel.com. Then also talks about in here words like at, dot, dash, underscore. With those, it won't spell those out. So highlevel.com, it won't say highlevel.com. That's what that's saying. But I speak of that because what I added in here as well, when I was doing my testing and I'm running this, it would reply back, say Aaron at Aaron, AARON, at gmail.com. I thought it sounded funny. People usually don't say that. So I added the other words in here, Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, and Hotmail. So it won't spell these back. It'll just read it back. You'll see that on the call when we demo this. Goes through a couple of other information here, understand the reasons for the call. Now I added this in here as well for the demo. I added collect the size of the house. If the user is having issues with heating or cooling of the house, find out the number of bedrooms and square footage of the house. We're doing this as an HVAC company. Then we go down, call conclusion. Now, this was the end of the default prompt. What I added in here was a bunch of follow-up questions, or not follow-up questions, but other, say like FAQ questions. So if your company, your client's company has a lot of frequently asked questions that people call in for, you can put them in here, the question, say the answer, and then the agent will know how to respond when the customer asks that. So I won't read through all these because I'll actually do some of these when I make the test call. All right, so we have that set up. Now you have these other features in here. These other features are going to, these setup actions are going to be, what do you want to happen during the call? You can do a live transfer. So during the call, you can have, name the action, who do you want to transfer it to, when should it take place? So maybe the agent is talking to the customer, says, great, that information will be great with our specialist here. Let me get you transferred over to our specialist, Bob. And in that case, it will actually transfer the call, live transfer to whoever number you put in here. So that's pretty freaking cool. Next, there is trigger workflow. Same thing during the call. You might have a specific workflow set up that is, maybe you want to add them to some nurture sequence based on something that they've said in the call. Or you want to set up some other flow where it adds tags, adds notes, sets up opportunities, whatever you can think of. But you would do that in here when to trigger the workflow. Maybe they agree to pay for the subscription. Then great. Now you can send them a link with the pay link. And then what to say when the workflow is being triggered, just like that delay. Oh, okay, I'm just getting that finalized here and I'm sending it over now. But you can add in several workflow triggers. And so you can set up a full, pretty much call script for your agents to follow whenever there's an inbound call. Next, update contact fields. By default, it'll have extract the name, extract the email, and then it'll update that in the contact's profile. If you want to add in other custom fields, you can go over to, on the side, the left side here, create a custom field. For example, in this one, I created square footage. So what to update the field, the square footage of the house. And then this is that specific custom field. And then also we're going to say bedrooms, the number of bedrooms the house has. And you can add in more fields as well. So you can collect a bunch of information on the call. And then you have send an SMS. Same thing, I set this one up here for also a demo. And this one, I have a send a booking link. So the message, this will be the text that will actually be sent out. Here's a link to book a call with one of our technicians, and has the link to the calendar. And then when should the SMS delivery take place? What I typed in here was only if the user asks to schedule a time for a technician to come out to the house. Okay, great. Now the agent will send out the text with the link. What to say before sending the message? So there's a little bit of delay, and also think about it as someone's typing out the message to send out. So I just put in a message in here. Let me type up the message real quick. All right, sending it now. And then that's sent. This is said right before it's actually sent, and then they'll receive the text right on their phone. And you can add another text message as well. It's pretty cool there. So you can set all those up. I did a couple of them here for the demo. And now this also just to show at the end of every call, it always creates a note within the contact of the summary of the call, which is pretty cool. Again, same thing we had before. We can trigger workflow when the action is complete and send an email to whoever you want within the sub account. All right, so now we have all that set up. This over here, you can test the agent. What it does, it will call my phone that I'll answer. Then it sounds like I'm calling in. I don't really like that. So I'd rather just do a test myself. Once we have all this set up, we do a test. Now, before I actually do the test call, what I wanted to do to give you guys more value and show you what can be done with this, especially with the workflows, this down here says add a call summary as a note to the contact. What I want to do to make it even better for the caller that's calling in, I want to send them an email of the summary of the call. So let's go build that workflow out. What I'm going to do is I already built it out. I'm going to show you here how it looks. We're going to come back, we're going to test the call. And then at the end of the video, I will actually walk through building the entire workflow so you know how to do that. All right, over here we have the workflow. Remember I said a note is added to the contact at the end of each call. So that's the trigger of my workflow here. It is note added. Now in here, the filter, you can't choose when or based on the message of the filter out for a certain note. So I wouldn't want this to fire off every time there's a note added. That probably wouldn't be good. There's a specific phrase in each of the notes that's the same, which is this right here, and I'll show you that later on. So if it has that note, it's going to go down here. And what I did, I'm using ChatGPT within here to get a summary of that note to create an email to send to the contact. And then this isn't really necessary. I'm just setting this up to show the actual text that ChatGPT created. That will be in the notes. But this is where the email will actually be sent. It's going to send to the contact. Confirmation of our recent call. And then here, just wanted to follow up with you about a recent call. And then here's the output of ChatGPT, and then it signs off. Great. So that's how that works. So let's go back and let's actually test this out now so you can hear how it sounds. All right, so let's go ahead and make this call.
Hey, this is Katie with Phoenix Heating and Cooling. How can I help you today?
Hey Katie, yeah, my house is getting really warm. I woke up today and it was really hot. I feel like there's a lot of just warm air coming out of the AC unit.
Oh no, that sounds uncomfortable. Let's get this sorted out. Could you tell me your name so I can make sure we have everything ready to help you?
Yeah, my name is Aaron.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your name is Aaron. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Great, Aaron. Could you also provide your email address so we can keep in touch?
Yes, my email is ericdemostore@gmail.com.
Just to make sure I've got it right, your email address is ericdemostore@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Close. No, it's actually it's my first name in the beginning.
Got it. So it's AARONDEMOSTORE@gmail.com. Is that right?
Yep, you got it.
Perfect. Now, could you tell me how many bedrooms and the square footage of your house? This will help us understand your cooling needs better.
Okay, yeah, it's a 3-bedroom. I think it's about 1,500 square feet.
Thanks for that info, Aaron. We'll make sure to get someone on this issue. A team member will reach out to you soon. Is there anything else I can help with?
Yeah, I also had a question about, I heard something where I can have some app on my phone which will actually allow me to control the temperature of the house when I'm not there. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. We can install smart thermostats like Nest or Ecobee, which you can control remotely from your smartphone. It's super convenient for managing your home's temperature on the go. Would you like to schedule a time for a technician to come out and discuss this further?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'd love to do that. That'd be great.
Let me type up the message real quick. All right, sending it now. Great. I've sent you a link to schedule a time for a technician to come out. You can find it in your email. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
Yeah, I was wondering, is there a way I can make my house smell like, I like it to smell good, maybe like mint or lavender?
We don't add scents directly to your AC, but you can use HVAC compatible air fresheners to get that mint or lavender aroma. They're pretty easy to find and use. Anything else on your mind?
Hmm. Yeah, one more thing. I like to think ahead, and I'm a big partier. I like to party a lot. I got a pool here. It's in this hot Arizona, especially 120 degrees summer. I like to invite people over, usually like 10 to 12 people. Will my AC be able to keep up with that?
Your AC might have a tough time keeping up with the extra heat from all those guests. It could help to lower the temperature a few degrees before everyone arrives. That way, your home stays cool and comfortable during the party. Anything else you'd like to ask?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Just one more thing. Yeah, can you send me a text of the booking link so that I can schedule a call?
I've already sent the booking link to your email, but I can send it as a text too. Just give me a moment. And done. Anything else you need help with?
I think that's it. You answered all my questions today.
Awesome. I'm glad I could help. If you need anything else, feel free to reach out. Have a fantastic day, Aaron.
Thank you as well. As you can see, that was actually really freaking cool. It seemed like a personal conversation I had with someone. There was inflection in the voice. She answered my questions. I even asked a lot of the questions in here that weren't exactly the way they were. I said, I heard of some app I can put on my phone to control the temperature. I didn't even say anything about smart thermostat. And she replied, not exactly the way this was here, which I wouldn't want her to, but she replied pretty much given the same context here. Same thing, I said pool party, 15 to 10 to 12 people. And then she said this as well. And just, I threw in some other weird kind of oddball questions in here just to see how the AI would respond. And I thought I did a fantastic job. Let me have that. Now let's actually go back and let's take a look at what happened with the contact. So if we go to the contacts here, now we see here's the contact that was created. Here's the email. And also another thing you noticed, I intentionally kind of said Eric at Demo Store. And then I also just said at Gmail. I didn't even say .com. She added the .com in. And I said, nope, it's not, you're close. I said, it's just my first name in the beginning. So I didn't even say Demo Store again. And she automatically put it in, which is, in my mind, that's pretty cool there. That's the power of AI. So now if we go into the contact, we're going to see, here's a confirmation of the call that was sent. This is based on my workflow. And so I'm going to show you that here. Now, if we go over to notes down here, we're going to go past this. Ignore this won't be here unless you add it. This is that note that's created by the agent automatically at the end of each call. And as you can see here, it says AI call with Katie, time of the call, duration, and then it gives a summary of the call. And then it also, the information that was collected, essentially the custom fields. Now, remember I wanted to send this to the contact. So what I did was, this is that summary. Normally I wouldn't create this as a note here, but I just did it so we can see how it would look. And so with that, let's go back over to and let's go down to here, the voice AI agent. This is the one that I set up. So now I'm gonna go into detail on how we actually set this up. This workflow, again, I did every time a note is added. And then the condition here, let's go back here. So to add this in, click on the plus, and then we would do if else, and then that would be here, then you set up the branches. So that is this condition right here, which is an if else. So then here I scroll down, I choose note description, and then I chose contains, because notice how in that note, it always has AI call with Katie or whoever. Or I probably don't have to have Katie, I probably could just do AI call with, because that is always gonna have this. But say I wanted specifically for this agent, then I did that. I could have the dashes in, but this contains it. Probably not gonna have this for any other time. So with that, what that's gonna do is now it's gonna go down this branch. And if it doesn't meet that, meaning you just add some note into the contact, then it's going to go down the none branch. I always do this wait step here just as a long period of time as I'm testing. So it holds here instead of having to go and do another note, start another call. So like a little side note, hot tip, I just put a little wait step in there. So if the contact's there, I can always, oh, it didn't work right, go back and change my conditions and then move this step back up and force them through. You'll see that in some of my other videos on my YouTube channel, but for now, we're going back over here. If the note is added and it contains that voice AI by Katie, now it's going to come down here, and this is the ChatGPT that I use. I'm just using model GPT 4.0, the best one right now. There's different actions that you can use: analyze text sentiment, summarize text, translate. These are some pre-built-in prompts. I went with a custom one, and what I did, I created a prompt here. This prompt says, generate a call summary from the provided text. We'll see down here is the text, which is the note, that can be sent via email to the caller as a follow-up. The summary should clearly outline the reason for the caller's inquiry and follow-up actions the company will take and suggestions for the caller. Then I said format the response using bullet points where appropriate and adhere strictly to the specified structure. So then here, example structure, here's a summary of what we discussed, summary of the call. And so then I'll put a summary of the call in there. And then the text is the text, which is the note. All right, so all that this is saying here is the output is just going to look just like this. And if we go back to the note in here, we see here's a summary of what we discussed. Here's the summary, and thank you for contacting us, Aaron. Now, if we go down and then we look at this email, hey, Aaron, well, let's go back here. Sorry. Okay, so now we're going on here. Again, you don't need this one. I just did this for demo purposes to see what the output is. But really, I have the email sent out, and we click on email. Down here, I did subject, confirmation of recent call. I can do whatever you want. And then I said, hey, contact first name. I just wanted to follow up with you about our recent call. ChatGPT 1 response, which is this right here. Now, the way you get this is you're going to click on the custom values tag, and you go down here to GPT. Click on GPT. Number one, GPT powered by AI, which is this right here, and then response. And we do that, and that's how we got that in there. So now I have that twice. But do that, and then sign it off however you want, and that is how the email will be sent. So if we look back here, just want to follow up with you about a recent call. Here's a summary of what we discussed, all of that in here, and then sent out the email. So automatically at the end of this call, the contact got a summary of the call. And then the other thing, if we scroll all the way up the top here, we can see here's the text that went out. Here's a link to book a call with one of our technicians. And that's the link. So that was during the call that sent the text. And again, you also have the call. You have the call here, you go back and listen to the script, you have everything. So that is an overview of the voice AI feature in HighLevel. So now you can use AI this can be an offer. You can go out to get new clients. Imagine how many companies are out there that don't have a voicemail, their voicemail is full, or they just take forever to get back to their clients, and then those customers end up going to some other business. You can go out there and offer this to them and set them up to help them improve their business. And this way, other than, say, paying you for the service, now they're not having to pay as much for ads or anything else, because what they're doing, they're capturing customers that are already finding them online, or they already know them, leads, and then they're contacting the business. Number of different use cases you can use. Like I said, you can set up, put a phone number on their website, and that can just be for calling in for inquiries. You can get another number on, say, for specific customers. Once they're a customer, hey, use this number to contact us, and that can be an agent to help deal with the customers. You can have an onboarding agent. There's just many things you can do with it. So if you have more questions on this, you want to learn how to build AI, how to set this up, how to pretty much run anything in HighLevel, set this up for your clients, go ahead and check out my links down in the description. Again, my affiliate link there. Yes, I will get a commission for it if you sign up, but I'll be sure to send you my bonuses and help you out to get this up and running for yourself, as well as my free community and my course to help you get fully set up with HighLevel so that you know how to run this.